Okay, I just wanted to show you guys my method of cleaning up some of the shiny bits. And we'll get a hand wheel that kind of looks like this here and get it to look like this. Now this hasn't had its final polish yet, but it has been painted. It just needs its final polish. Now the biggest thing is all these hand wheels. This one happens to be for the tailstock and this one is for the carriage. This one, the knob was bolted in. Now the original one probably broke because these are usually pressed in, and I can actually see where it's sheared in, and they just basically drilled a through hole in there and got a screw in one and screwed it in, which is fine. The original ones are press fit into a blind hole. The easiest way to clean these guys up is to put them on the lathe. So since this is a 4-spoke, just grab the 4 jaws of your 4-jaw chuck in these spokes. You can spin it in your lathe and polish that sucker really easily. The only problem is you have this hand wheel hanging out there in no man's land, and you want to keep all your fingers. So you got to remove this. Now there's about 2 or 3 different types of these. There's the press fit ones, which is what these are. There's also a screw ones that are threaded that just screw in, and there's also ones that accept a screw in the back to like a clamping screw. So these are press fit into a blind hole that you can see here. Now the only way to get it off is to heat it up. So what I had to do is take the torch and heat this up and actually grab on this with a pair of pliers, twist and pull it out. Unfortunately that is, no matter what you do, going to make some pecker marks on there. I tried getting a C-clamp on here and holding it and trying to pull on the C-clamp. C-clamp kept slipping off. You can possibly make some sort of puller clamshell thing that will go around the edges here and pull it out, but that's kind of a pain in the ass, and you're just putting some little marks in there. And this one here is pretty beat up anyway. I mean, it's pretty pitted, so I'm going to have to go over this with some sandpaper and a file anyway. So those marks that you see in there will actually just polish right out. They're only maybe about 10 thousandths deep. They look kind of gnarly because it's got some raised metal on there. But you want to do that so, like I said, you don't lose a finger or knock a knuckle on this thing as it's spinning on the lathe. And the basic premise is to start out with, I just start out with a green Scotch-Brite pad to get the rust off and see what we're dealing with. And I don't know if it'll pick it up on camera here. You can see we have all dings in here. Nothing serious, normal wear and tear. So depending on how deep those are, depends on how coarse of a grit of sandpaper you need. Now this one here was really dinged up because it looked like somebody was beating on it with a hammer. And I had to take a file and file it down first and get the big chunks off of it, and then go with progressively higher grit sandpaper. So usually start off around the 100 range, somewhere in there, 100, 120 grit, go up to 180, and then usually 240 is my last one, and that's fine. And then you can do a final polish on a polishing wheel, on a denim wheel with some black compound, and then on a cotton wheel with some red compound, and that gets a really, really nice shine on them. So let me go throw this in the 4-jaw and get it relatively indicated in, and we'll come right back. Okay, so I got it pretty much relatively indicated in to within, 10 thousandths or so, nothing special. And all I'm going to do right now is take the 120 grit paper, as you can see, we have our ways covered here, and all we're going to do is get the layer of nasties off of there. And you can see I'm kind of refraining from wrapping my hand around it like this. Get the face a little bit. Now if you want, you can wear a mask because it's going to be kicking up some nasty dust. And you're going to end up with black boogers. Okay, so now you can see, or maybe the camera can pick it up. I don't know if it'll pick it up. You can see all those pock marks in there. So I know what I'm dealing with now. So some of these are pretty deep. So I'm going to go with a file. And this is just a smooth file. Sometimes with a cast iron you may or may not get a hard spot in it. But all I'm doing is watching where I'm filing. And I'm not even pushing down that much, but you can see it's starting to get shiny in certain spots. So, clean your file off pretty often doing this. Alright, so all I'm going to do is continue to work that until I see this as one uniform shape. Get all these little dings out of there. Now this is all just cosmetic. You can just leave it if you want, but you know, we clean it up and paint it. Might as well get all the dings out of it. Okay, we got our surface pretty uniform. Okay, so now I'm just going to start with working progressively finer grip paper. So let me go do that, and we'll see what she looks like. Okay, after about 10 minutes of work, there she is. Get her out of here. And there it is. So this will get painted red, and then the last step will be to polish this on a buffer, and that'll get out. You can still see there are a few little dings in there that were really deep. It'll dig that out, and it'll give us a nice shine on it, and a little bit of protection too. So here's the handle, all polished up. You got one little gouge there. I know that's not for me because I grabbed up here on the knob with the wrench. So those are pretty good. You got one little nick there. That's a little deep. But all in all, shined up pretty nice. Got all the oxidization off of there. And just went over with the polish. We'll get this nice and shiny. Also, just to show you real quick, I picked up these. Let me grab the package. I picked up this, and what it is some 3M wet dry paper, but it's on a stretchy kind of rubberized backing. So what you can do with this is you can wrap it around and get, if you guys can see it, but you can get in all the valleys and everything. Stretch the paper right out and over it. And the paper lasts a long time. This is my first sheet, and you know, I've rinsed it off probably about 4 or 5 times, and you know, there's still plenty of use out of that. It's a little bit on the more expensive side, but works great for stuff like this.